LeBron James is the oldest player in the NBA.
1B. Kobe 1A. 1B.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Can you believe we're this deep into the NFL season? We got to make every second count. With DraftKings Sportsbook, you can make the most out of every game day. Bet on your favorite teams for a shot at winning big bucks. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting $5 on any matchup. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now. Use code Shannon. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on the NFL. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Shannon. The crown is yours.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay, and the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today is an 18-year NBA vet. He's a champion of the 2009 Lakers. He's top 30 all-time in steals, one of the original 3-and-D guys, a UCLA alum, a part of the 2004 Pac-10 all-freshman team, 2003 Mr. California basketball, California high school state champion. He's LA through and through, Trevor Ariza. Trev, what's up, bro?
How you
Thanks
doing?
for joining us.
Appreciate it.
How you been, man?
Man, I've been chilling, man.
Chilling. So, a guy that plays 18 years in the NBA, obviously you're used to having a schedule, and if I'm not mistaken, this is probably your first year out. So what does an 18-year veteran do now to fill the time that he normally would be doing playing basketball?
Man, that's crazy because as I was getting closer and closer and closer to the end of my career, that's what my friends that had retired, years prior to me was telling me, like, you get a lot of free time. So I had kind of a guide to learn how to, manage my time.
Right.
So spending more time with my children, I was able to do that. And I have a couple of other projects that I was able to invest my time into. So, going back and forth to the islands, and putting the majority of my time in with my 3 children has been where most of my time is going to.
Do you miss it?
Do I miss it? Not really. I don't really miss it because, every day I'm with my son and he's in the gym a lot. So I don't have I'm not starving to go back out there on the court and go play.
Was because as you started to get older, your body kind of started to break down. You started to get injuries, and when you start to get injured, it's hard to sum it up because you spend more time rehabbing than you do training. Right. And what you want to do is that the time is nearing the end. Mm-hmm. You just want to play basketball, and you're not playing. You're in the training room, or you're getting surgeries, or you're doing all of this. Right. Did that start to wear on you mentally?
Mentally, yeah. I think I had a bone spur in my right foot, and just trying to get back into the groove, being the age that I was at, it wasn't comfortable.
Right.
It was agony. It wasn't fun no more. So my mind is telling me I can do certain things, but my body isn't allowing me to do the things.
Isn't responding.
That's when I knew it was all right, it's time to go sit down, save some legs for your jits. Yeah. Save some legs for your jits. So
you mentioned you had a son, and and I see where he's following in your footsteps. Has offers from UCLA, USC, Washington. How tall is he and how good is he?
He's 6'8" right now.
Wow.
So we around the same height.
Right.
And how good he is, he has unbelievable talent. He's ultra talented.
Bouncy?
He's pretty bouncy. He's getting more athletic as he gets in the weight room a little bit more. He's still young, really young. He's still only 15 years old.
Wow.
So, he's learning how to work on his game. He's learning how to love or fall in love with the process of the things that you might not like to do when, you're pursuing a dream.
When you were playing, how locked in was he to what you were doing? And he's like, did you think that you know what? Might want to follow what dad does, or do you okay, I'm gonna let him choose whatever he wants to do. I'm just gonna support him either way.
Yeah, no, that's never been my thing to push anybody to do anything.
Okay.
They kind of gotta want to do it for themselves because to play or to do something at an extremely high level, can't nobody do that for you. You got to want to do that on your own.
Right.
So I kind of just allow him to, play with it a little bit until he came to me and was like, yo, Dad, this is serious. I really, really, really want to do this. And then, with the experience that I have, I was able to kind of show him some of the steps that he needs to take and how hard it actually was going to be, and the sacrifices that you was going to have to give up to achieve the things that you want.
Mm-hmm. So you and I were talking earlier off camera, and you said like where SoFi was, that's where you used to play football.
Yeah.
So obviously you play football, you play basketball. Has he done anything other than play basketball?
Oh yeah, he played football at the same park.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he played baseball. He's a really good athlete, smart kid. He could do a little bit of everything.
So you're one of these dads that believe that a child should do multiple things instead of just specializing in one thing, because we see a lot of kids, all they do is play football.
Right.
All they do is play basketball. All they do is play baseball. You believe playing multiple sports make the kid more well-rounded.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I was a kid that played multiple sports. My favorite sport coming up was football. I just love the contact.
Okay.
I like to hit. I like to score touchdowns and all that stuff. Right. But I end up outgrowing it.
Right.
I got too tall, I thought, and my frame.
Yeah. You didn't get
my frame didn't allow for me to continue down that path.
Right.
So, playing more sports was good.
You said he's 15, 6'8", about your same height. A game of one-on-one, we play into 11. Who win it?
I'm gonna kick his ass.
You can't let it beat y'all trail.
Nah, hell no. That's out.
So at 15, let's go back. You at 15, your son at 15. Who's better at this age?
He has more skill, for sure.
Right. Because he has someone teaching him as opposed to you.
I just think as time goes on, you evolve.
Evolution.
Yeah, right. And when I was coming up, the game or the skill was completely different. Right. You had to actually be a dog.
Right.
And I feel like that's where I'm gonna kick his ass on. I'm a dog his ass. Yeah.
So because you were a 3-and-D guy, you're a guy that can shoot the three, but you're mainly known for your defensive prowess. So what are you trying to instill in your son? Because a lot of these kids I see now, they focusing on the offensive end because that's where you get the glory. That's where you get the limelight.
Right.
So are you trying to look, son, you got to play both ends of the court. You just can't.
Yeah, well, he's a competitor on his own. He don't really like to lose. So anytime he has a challenge or if he is playing against another one of the top players, he takes that challenge on his own.
Right.
It's not even something that I got to instill in him. He has that on his own. That's natural. That comes natural to him.
You said your son is, we talked about evolution. What's the biggest difference that you see with kids in the game of basketball today as when you were that same age in the game of basketball?
Again, the era is more social. It's social, but it's not social.
Right.
And what I mean by that is internet social instead of personal social.
Yes.
So
people are texting and not
exactly.
actually talking.
Right. So you miss that kind of
connection.
Going outside and playing with the homies all day, riding your bike to the park or riding your bike to whatever school that's close to get to the gym. They not really getting that. We driving them everywhere. They in the gym. They got trainers. It's more like a business than it was just, for the love.
Right.
And that's the biggest difference. I'm
looking at you, and your son played against LeBron's son, Bronny, Gilbert Arenas' son, Master P's son. You were an ex-professional athlete. How do you tell your son how to approach it when he's playing against other celebrity kids?
I don't think it's a difference, man. You treat everybody the same. You treat people with respect, but you still got to try to break their fucking neck on the court. I mean, that's what it is. It's competition. And you want to impose your will on the next player. You may be cool. Y'all might be friendly or friends or whatever the case may be, but on the court, it's no friends.
Right. How strange is it to see your son playing against LeBron James Jr., considering you played against LeBron James Sr.?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's really full circle, and that's the beauty about sports and having offspring. You get to actually watch them. It's almost like playing a video game. So the things that you may have done then, you can kind of like, you know, say, hey, yo, look, do it, try to do it this way, or think about it like this. So you get a second chance at reliving moments in this type of space right here.
Right. So what type of parent are you? Are you kind of like, you know, I think now in the social media area, we get we get LeVar Ball, or although there was no social media, are you more like Dale Curry? Because Dale just sit back, fold his arm, watch Steph, watch his son, do what they do. Bar was telling you, Melo like this, Jello like this, Zoe like this, all my boys like this. They go to one team, guaranteed championships, multiple. What type of dad is Trevor Ariza?
The type of dad that I am is the only person that is responsible for the success is him.
Right.
I don't have to go out and brag to a whole bunch of motherfuckers. I'm not on that. So like everything that I try to do is I try to instill in my son what he has to do. So it's not gonna be like, you know, I'm not gonna project my, like, what I see in him on people. He's gonna have to do that on his own with his game. You know, I'm just gonna feed it to him. That's the type of parent I am.
Why did you think at 15 years of age he needed an NIL deal?
That's kind of, how can I say this? He's young. He's really young. And to me, it's a bit early. But in this day and age, you know, you never really could like say what's too early and what's not early.
Right.
The good thing for him is, you know, he gets an opportunity to see what it is, see what he likes, see what he don't like. And he's so young that he can still make decisions to do whatever he wants to do.
How receptive is he to your coaching? Because a lot of times, you still his dad. Yeah, you're an ex-basketball player, but you his dad.
Yeah.
And it seems sometimes, I know when I had my son, he seemed to be a little bit more receptive to somebody else telling him what he needed to do, as opposed to me, because he could not see, all he saw was his dad who was trying to tell him something, and if somebody else told him the same thing, like, oh, okay, I get it now.
No, it's the same thing. That's universal, man. I don't think that changes for anybody. But the one thing that I do notice is that when he sees like what I do tell him, he comes back to me and is like, all right, Dad, you was right. You was right about that, Dad.
Right.
And I just look at him and I kind of laugh at him.
Right. I'm looking at California basketball. California, because I had on? DeMar DeRozan. And I said, well, who you got? California basketball or New York basketball?
Who I got?
Yeah.
I'm homegrown, bro. I'm always gonna be loyal to the soil.
I don't know. I'm looking at, okay, Kareem, New York got Kareem, Michael, Jordan, Melo, Ron Artest, Dr. J, Stephon Marbury, Lamar Odom. You guys got Bill Walton, Reggie Miller, Jason Kidd, Ray Allen, Gary Payton, Paul Pierce, Kawhi, Clay, Dame, James Harden. I mean, as far as volume, y'all got them.
Killers.
But man, I think Kareem and Jordan alone gonna take out like 14 of you guys. So now it comes down to Dr. J. What y'all gonna do with Melo and Dr. J?
Man, Melo's tough. Melo probably like up there in like the three.
The top three in New York, huh?
Yeah. But, you know, like, on the whole, I think we just got way more killers than them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Clippers situation. Recently, they acquired James Harden. So now you pair James Harden with Russ, Russ was playing extremely well, and he's been playing well since he got to the Clippers last year. You got Kawhi, you got PG. Do you think they needed James Harden, and what's going on? Why hasn't it been able to mesh so far?
So in basketball or in team sports, as you know, chemistry is the biggest thing that you have to overcome. Right. James didn't go through training camp with them, so he didn't get a chance to even get acclimated to what they're doing. It's going to take a while for them to figure out what they're doing, period. You know, they've been going through injuries throughout their seasons with having PG and Kawhi already. So hopefully this year, somewhere 20 games, they'll get a chance to mesh together and figure it out.
Does someone need to come off the bench? Can all four of those guys start?
Nah, they can't really. I mean, that's just the reality of
Right.
shit. It's not an all-star game.
Right.
You know, so what they got to figure out is how, who, and who's going to have the ball.
Right.
Who's going to play a role.
Right.
Who's going to sacrifice.
Right.
And, you know.
Well, how hard is it? Because James Harden's been an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook has been an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard is a two-time finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George has been an all-NBA player. So you trying to bring all these personalities together. And like you said, Russ and James need the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's going to have the ball late in the ball game?
Good thing I don't have to worry about that. That's the question that they have to figure out as a team. Like, for 10 games, do I have the ball, or does James have the ball?
Right.
For 10 games, do Russ have the ball? Does
Right.
Kawhi have the ball? Does PG have the ball? Like, how do you figure that out?
Right.
That's kind of like, I guess, as a team, who's going to impose their will?
Right.
Like, who's going to be the dominant player to be like, nah, let me see, because I'm going to will us to this.
But that don't seem like Kawhi's personality. Now, I could be wrong. You've played against him. But when I look at him from a distance, he doesn't seem like a guy that's going to call a team meeting and say, hey, this is what needs to effing happen.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem the guy that's going to bring the huddle together and says, guys, look, we're going to run this right here. You're going to get me the ball right there, and I'm going to go make – he doesn't strike me. And I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm just looking at it from a distance. He doesn't strike me as that. That seems more like a Russ to say, okay, this is what we're going to do, as opposed to anyone else. What do you know him? You played against him for decades.
Mm-hmm. Who is like that? Let me see. I would have to say Russ probably is more of like an alpha when I look at that group. But again, that might not necessarily be true. Knowing Kawhi, I know he is a dog, like in every aspect of the word. So they got to figure that shit out. I'm just happy.
Happy you're not on the team, happy to try to figure it out along with him.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you heard Harden says, I'm not a system player, I'm the system, I'm a system. Considering that you're not going to be the James Harden that was in Houston because you got 3 other all-stars with you. And you're not, I don't believe he's that same player because I think some of his athleticism has waned. And like you said, he didn't get a training camp, so he's not in the peak condition to be able to get by people. Kawhi ain't finna stand around and let you be the system. PG ain't gonna stand around and let you be the system. So how does James change his way of thinking in order to make this thing work?
Well, I think that's up to them players. If he's coming in with that mentality, it's up for them to change it.
Okay.
Like if I'm going into a situation and I've been the guy like my whole career or my whole time,
Right.
Only way I'm changing it is somebody make me change it.
Right.
And if that's, the stance he's gonna take, it's up for that team to figure out how they're gonna get him to come into whatever they're doing to switch that up. If not, they're gonna have a problem.
You know what? You're the perfect person. I got you here. You played with James Harden in Houston.
Yeah.
What's he like in the locker room? Because we hear these stories, staying over late in a city, going to Vegas on off days. What's James Harden like?
James, I guess what people don't know is James will work his ass off. Like, after practice, he's running sprints. Before practice, he's shooting. He's getting his treatment. He's lifting weights after games. What he do in his personal life and his personal business, that's up to him. Like,
Right.
Nobody should give a fuck about that.
You cool with that? So you cool if he like off time, he's heading to Vegas, or because you see, like, I mean, from the videos now, like I said, that social media gets you in trouble, but because they put everything on social media.
Right.
He in the club, he popping bottles, he got them honeys around him. Is that conducive for winning a championship? Because at the end of the day, for him, that's the only thing that's left to prove. He's done proven he's one of the best players. He's a top 75 player. Where you want to rank him as far as 2 guards, obviously the 2 top spots belong to Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah.
So if you want to say he's better than Wade, a lot of people are going to fight you on that and say Wade is the 3rd best because Wade got championships and yada, yada, yada. So, but he's a top, whatever you want to say. Only thing left is a championship. Can you win? Should he? Like, you know what, guys? I done got this party in. I'm going to be able to get that party in again. Let me go and get this championship. Let me focus on this. I'm going to give up the strip club. I mean, I know that hard. But, I'm going to give up some of the, like you said, you told your son, he's got to sacrifice. What's it worth to you?
Yeah. some people, I guess, some vices work for people, you know, and trying to change a player's game in the 9th inning, that's not gonna help nobody.
Right.
Right. So, you know, however he decides to live his life, if it comes a time where he feels like he wants to make a change, that's on him.
Right.
And like, everybody's gonna have an opinion. So the idea for us as athletes, fuck everybody else's opinion on what I got to do. As long as I'm doing what I need to do and helping myself or helping my team doing the things that I've been doing, I can't really listen to what anybody else have to say. The peanut gallery is always gonna be that.
Right. How difficult is it for a player to change his off-court behavior when he's had success doing it that way basically his entire career?
It's gonna be tough. It's hard as a you gotta get humbled in a way.
Right.
You know, and a lot of the times when people stumble across things that humble them, they start to look for ways to change and to fix things.
Well, I mean, he goes to Houston. He had individual success, and he had some great players. He had Chris Paul.
Yeah.
He had Dwight Howard. He had, okay, it didn't work there. Well, I want out. For whatever reason, I don't know the reason, but he wanted out. He goes to Brooklyn. He has KD. He has Kyrie. It doesn't work for whatever reason. I don't know the reasons. He goes to Philly. He has arguably this, I think Jokic is the best player in basketball, let alone big. I think he's the best player.
Jokic is one of the best, but I feel like right now Anthony Edwards is the best player right now. Yeah. Anthony
On
Edwards.
his team?
Anthony Edwards is a fucking dog.
He the best player
anybody.
you mean to tell me he the best player on the Timberwolves? Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like he's the best player in the league right now. He's my favorite player in the league right now.
Okay.
Man. How about that?
Why did it work at those places for James? Think about what KD's is an all 75 player. Chris Paul is an all 75 player. I believe, for me personally, I think Dwight Howard should have been on the 75th anniversary team.
I agree.
Why didn't it work?
I mean, it don't work for everybody all the time. A lot of people don't win. And the team that we had in Houston was a really good fucking team.
Right.
We just ran into the best team of the decade at the time.
Right.
You know, so.
You had them down 3-2, Trev.
Yeah. And then one of the top 75 players, first ballot Hall of Famers got hurt.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I don't know, shit on the money.
There was a situation when Chris Paul and James Harden, they were in Houston, there was a timeout. And Chris was trying to tell him something and James Harden slapped his hand. You were so what's going through your mind when you see that happen?
Let me see, I gotta think back to the play. When was that? Do you know? Was it in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay, so probably in a playoff situation, Chris is a communicator through all things.
Right.
James isn't much of a communicator. So I think with Chris being more of a communicator and James more of all right, I get it, you know, let's move on. I think in a situation like that, it's just two difference of opinions on how shit should go.
How was your interactions with Daryl Morey?
Daryl is, I guess, a businessman. You know, he's not a bad dude. He's just, you know, he is a businessman and he gonna do what's best for the business at all times.
Because if you think about it, he gave James Harden the max when I'm not so sure a lot of other teams would have been willing to give a sixth man the max and gave up compensation to get him.
I don't think he got the max when they got him.
Well, he got the max for what he could get. Yeah. And so now, Daryl Morey's in Houston, and he builds everything around James. James is cooking, wins MVP, yada, 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 going to All-Star. He's All-NBA. He's making a name for himself. People like said he might be a better scorer than Jordan. He might be a better scorer than Kobe. He goes to, Philly. He's like, I want him in Philly, and they bring him to Philly. What happened? How did it sour between Daryl Morey and Harden?
That situation, I don't never really speak on other people's situation like that, so I don't really know. But what I do know is getting the max, he earned that.
Right.
However many times he got it, he earned that.
Right.
And I know for the time that he was the MVP or scoring all the points, he earned the league and those teams he played for a shit ton of money. And this is a business.
Right.
So, and as far as like the business aspect, he checked that box off when it comes to doing what he needed to do. Us as competitors and athletes, the thing that he hasn't done is win a championship, but every great player don't win all the time.
Right.
So we got to kind of not really, I mean, we can judge him on that.
Right.
But is it really, really, really fair to judge an individual on if they gonna win a championship if it's a team sport?
Right. So my thing to you, as you start to get older, you realize that you have less time. Should he have given money back to Philly?
Fuck no. What? The hell? There's no such thing as giving money back.
Right.
No, because they're not, when they take it from us, when they find us, they don't give it back.
Right.
So, no.
And see, I think that might be the crux because, you know, hey, if you take less money, we'll be able to get this player. But you taking money from a millionaire, but a billionaire got it.
Not even that. It's not his job to fix or work through the salary cap. It's the general manager and that franchise's job to figure out the best way to work and construct that team through the salary cap. And if you decide to give a player the max, it's not his job to give money back.
Nah, he ain't getting no money.
Nah, fuck no.
Let me ask you this. You've been a part of culture. We hear the term culture or the heat culture, the Patriot way and this and that. Being a part of a winning culture and a losing culture, what's the biggest difference?
Habits, things that people are gonna accept, your team holding you accountable, your teammates holding you accountable. That's number one. If your teammates don't hold you accountable, then, you know, you don't really, you're gonna be a bad organization. If you don't have no vets, you're gonna be a shitty organization.
So why are teams so willing to get rid of vets? Because I've heard a lot of people, and not just basketball, but in football also, the older guy that's kind of showing the younger guys how and how not to do things. So why are teams and franchises so willing to move on from vets and have, we got 8 guys that's under the age of 20?
Probably because they're cheaper. I mean, it's a business, right? At the end of the day, and your bottom line is what's important. Now, this is just my thought process. It might not be, you know, what it is, but I would think that's the reason.
Whose responsibility is it to create that culture? Is it the star player? Is it the coach? Is it the general manager? Is it the franchise? Whose responsibility is that?
I think the responsibility is the organizations, led through the coach, through your vets. That's, I think, the pecking order it should be in. But I definitely believe that the fact that there's not a lot of vets in the league anymore, and throughout all sports, I think that kind of helps bad teams stay bad.
Right. How discipline, you know, you hear that. Now, I don't believe any successful I don't believe you can be successful without discipline.
Fact.
Which requires you to do your very best when no one else is watching. So how hard is it to be disciplined, hold people accountable while still having fun?
Being able to put everything in the right place, compartmentalize, they call it.
Yeah.
Understand there's a time and a place for everything. When you commit to something, that's first and foremost. You're gonna have fun doing what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So,
playing basketball should be fun because that's what you wanted to do your entire life.
Exactly. So everything else is extra.
You played with Kobe.
Yeah.
One of the most disciplined mofos, rest his soul. Yeah. One of the most disciplined. The most important thing was basketball. It was no BS. And if you weren't gonna help Kobe win no championship, if he saw you, bro, it drove him crazy.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't talk to you if he didn't feel like you was on the path that he was on. And, you know, I understand that because like-minded people usually connect, you know, so.
Did you understand it at the time or as you moved away from it?
I understood it before the time.
Right.
You know, I come from a winning program, high school. You know, my friends, the people that I played high school basketball, we held each other accountable.
Right.
And through holding each other accountable, we all, you know, end up going Division I. So I understood that from a young age. How was Kobe able to build a championship locker room? Because I'm looking, you played with Harden, you played with
Chris Paul, you played with LeBron, you played with Kobe. You played with a lot of guys that's on that set. What's the biggest difference between Kobe and all the guys that I named? Because everybody want to know, okay, what's the difference between LeBron and Kobe? So let's go with just LeBron and Kobe. What was the biggest difference between them?
I think Kobe is more of a I don't give a fuck if you like it. If you like me, this is how we doing it. I think Bron kind of is more conscious of like what's going on. You know, he's more of, you know, he's more like, he's cooler with more people than Kobe was. Kobe don't give a fuck if you like him or not. That's just the truth.
Kobe, he was just that cold-blooded. Kobe come in like, hey, y'all, we working today? Y'all like, well, F y'all.
Yeah, I don't care.
So and everybody tells the story like they lose a game and Kobe like, man, take my shoes off. Y'all sorry mofos don't need to have my stuff on.
Yeah, no, I didn't experience that Kobe.
Right.
You know, our team wasn't like that team or the teams that he had where he talked to them that way.
Right.
You know,
you had a more veteran ball club because it was you and Powell, Kobe. Yeah. Andrew Bynum was kind of the young guy. Fish was still there.
When I was 22 at the time, so I was a younger player.
Right.
But my mentality never was one of a younger player. I always had I have to go get it.
You had a vet mentality.
Yeah, I'm on the same thing y'all on. So my mentality was a bit different.
So how was it in practice? You got to guard, you know, obviously you going against Kobe.
Yeah.
You know he going to bring it, and you know you got to bring it because he going to try to embarrass you, and you not trying to be embarrassed.
No, absolutely not. And I think that's how we start. That's why our relationship was so what it was, because I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Right.
I'm going to compete because I'm a competitor.
Right.
And I want to beat you just like how you want to beat me.
Right.
And I think he understood that.
How was it becoming his teammate? Because you guys competed against each other for a number of years. Yeah. He dropped 40 on you, rookie.
My rookie year, yeah. And you know what's crazy about Larry Brown had this thing where every player that, whatever city we go to, he was gonna start you if you're in your home city.
Okay.
And he started me. After probably sitting me like 10 games.
Right.
So, yeah, I wasn't ready for that one.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, he did.
Did he let you know about it?
Who, me?
Kobe.
Nah, he didn't really. On the court, he was fucking destroying me, of course, but
I'm saying once you came to the Lakers, he like, Trev, you remember that 40 piece I dropped on you?
He dropped 40 on so many people that he probably didn't even remember that, yeah. His only thing was, what are you gonna do to help us win?
Were you on the Lakers when Kobe demanded the trade?
Nah, that's before my time.
That was before your time?
Yeah.
How different do you think Kobe's legacy would have been had he been traded? Because I think the thing that's so fascinating is that he played 20 years with the same team.
Right. I think it would have been a little bit different just because, I mean, I don't know where he demanded a trade to.
Seemed like he wanted to go to Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been the same thing. Right. It would have been different. He would have been in the shadow of Mike, you know, and I don't think he's a person who deserves a shadow.
Right.
You know, he's his own shadow.
How demanding was Kobe to win a ring without Shaq?
I think he that's something that it drove him fucking sleepless nights. Right. I could probably say that. He wanted to prove that, you know, he was who he thought he was.
Lamar Odom said that had you played against the Celtics, y'all would have beat them.
I would like to agree with him with that.
So when you lose, cause I mean that was the series, and that you guys had they had that big lead. I think it was game 3.
We was up 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they came back. And I remember the thing that I remember Ray Allen just getting to the can and just
reverse layup.
Oh my God, that took all the momentum out of
Staples.
At the time. So from that point on, they just that gave them the utmost confidence, and you know they took the series after that.
But how does a young player gain the respect of the veteran players in the locker room?
The work ethic, the things that you do every single day to prepare for your opportunity. Like, I broke my foot earlier in that season, and Kobe would meet me there at the gym. You know, he wouldn't beat me there. He would meet me there, you know, going through my thing, doing my shit. So, like, seeing that time after time after time after time, you know, he understood that my mission was the same as his mission. You know, I'm a winner just like how he wants to, or how he is. And, you know, when you see things or people that are like-minded, you gravitate towards those things. And, you know, we are like-minded people.
Right. Did he ever say anything vocally, verbally about, man, look, bro, I got to get that championship. Man, Shaq went to Miami, done got him a chip, and he done got one without me, and he up there, you know, he done writing diss tracks, he talking ish. I mean, was he ever verbal about that, or you could just tell the way he practiced, the way he moved, that was very, very important to him?
Sometimes he would come in practice just aggravated, you know, wouldn't say shit to nobody, and you can tell, like, in, like, his demeanor that those things was ticking him off, you know? Like, he wanted it bad.
Right.
He wanted it real bad. And I'm not sure if it was a competition between him and Shaq. If it was, I wouldn't have known because he never, like, spoke bad about him, about Big Fella at all. But I know that his drive was always to be the best. He probably, you know, that's why he wore number 24, because he wanted to be better.
One better than
yeah, you know,
yeah.
So.
Because 8 to 24 really doesn't make any sense.
No sense at all. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you had Phil Jackson. What was playing for Phil like?
Playing for PJ was dope because it wasn't, we had a system in place.
Right.
So it wasn't really like he had to come up with like crazy schemes inside that system. He just had to be able to manage personalities. And I think that's where he was the best at managing personalities,
right.
Getting like huge personalities to,
how do you do that?
to come together.
Because, you know, Mike was Mike. And it's easy for Mike because there's nobody else on that team that knows. Scotty is not thinking he's as good as Mike. Jordan and Ron Harper.
I don't know about that. Scotty was probably just as, that's the thing that like media, I feel like don't like point out.
You think Scotty thought he was just as good as Mike? Not defensively. Now defensively, hey, we know what Scotty is. But I'm talking about
scorer.
Yeah.
I think he felt like his impact was just as important.
Wow.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not, but I think when I look at Shaq and Kobe, there was the defining point that Kobe said, I'm just as good as this mofo, bro. Mm-hmm. Y'all say whatever you want to say, and I understand what he is, but I'm just as good.
Nobody is as dominant as Shaq.
Yeah.
They changed the rules for Shaq. Mm-hmm. That's just what's real.
But when you look at, I mean, how old were you when Kobe got to the league, what, about
96 or
96. 7? He got in 96.
I was 11.
So you came in 11. So you saw the maturation. You saw the guy that airballed the ball in Utah.
Yeah.
And then you see, like, hold on. Are you sure dude 18? Are you sure he's 19? And then at 20, 21, 22, he got his third championship.
His body changed. He locked in to a completely different level. Yeah, he's after, I guess, to me, he's the best player ever.
Wow.
Yeah. He is.
You got Kobe over Mike?
That's just my favorite player.
Right.
But, I mean, Mike is in a completely different, he's by himself.
Right.
But if I had to say, Kobe is the best player ever.
When you said you texted him Kobe's legs, and say you texted Kobe a photo of him shooting over 3 people, and Kobe says, means someone should have an easy putback if I miss.
Yeah, he meant that. Like he laughed, but he was dead ass serious.
Right.
Because again, like you said, those teams that he was on, he probably felt that, you know, they could get the putbacks.
Right.
He felt like his shot was the best shot, even if it was on 3 or 4 people.
When I look at the NBA now, it's like when Kobe came, the Jordan shoe was the lick.
Yeah.
Now it seems to be the Kobe shoe is what the Jordan shoe used to be to the NBA players today.
Yeah.
Am I correct in that?
I think on the court for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Kobe's shoe is the shoe to wear. And I believe it's probably that because I feel like Jordan limit the type of shoes that he let the players wear. Now,
really?
If he let players wear like the retros and all that, then, it might be a little bit even. But, I mean, Kobe shoes are more comfortable.
Yeah, because he don't really let them wear the Jordan he let them wear the Jordan line. He don't let them wear that old stuff, the stuff that he actually wore.
Fact. Yeah.
Well, he tried to sell the Jordan line. He ain't really tried to the retro, the Nike thing. They gonna do that. They gonna sell regardless.
Right.
I need y'all to get some of these Jason Tatum and this other stuff.
Exactly.
November is here, and we're in the heart of football season. Basketball and hockey are just getting started. So many games to watch on any given day. But wouldn't it be better if they were live? The best way to get tickets to any of these games this month is on Game Time, the fastest growing ticket app in the U.S. Game Time is obsessed with finding ways to help save you money on tickets. You can find exclusive deals and sponsored deals on games and concerts daily. With zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time picks the seats. For big time savings and with Game Time guarantee, you will always get the best price. If you find a ticket in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of it. Buying tickets at Game Time. Create an account, redeem code Shay Shay for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the Game Time app and enter the code Shay Shay, S-H-A-Y, S-H-A-Y for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. What was your second stint? Because now you play with Bron, AD, Russ, Melo, Austin Reeves, Dwight. I mean, what was that second stint with the Lakers like? And how different was it from the first stint?
The first time I was there, I was, really young. I was 22.
Right.
23. And I had something to prove, right? Like coming in at my 18th season, I've done all the proving that I can prove. And my role was completely different at that time. So, it's two different situations. The organization has always been great, always was great to me. But, the roles or, what I was asked to do was completely different at the two different times.
Why didn't it work?
Fucking old. You got all players that are like, vets, super vets.
Right.
Super vets.
And you're asking players to do things that are at a ripe age that they didn't do in their younger age.
You can't ask Melo to go dive on the floor for a loose ball or chase Anthony Edwards around for 40 minutes.
Right.
He just not you're not gonna get that out of him. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna ask Dwight to come off the bench and only play 15 minutes when in his mind he feels like he can contribute more. That's just a tough thing to do. You're not getting Bron off the court. That's never gonna happen.
Right.
So when you have things like that and all those elements in that form, it's hard to win.
Hard to win. Russ's dream was to come back and play for the purple and gold. Mm-hmm. OKC, Houston, Washington. That was great. The triple-double, the first guy to average a triple-double since Oscar. Mm-hmm. He won an MVP in OKC. They had a decent season in Houston, ended up going to the bubble. It happened. He goes to Washington, averaged 2 more triple-doubles.
He a killer.
He comes to LA. So much fanfare. You got Bron, you got AD, and Russ. Mm-hmm. Why didn't it work with those guys and the criticism? Was it unfair, the amount of criticism that Russ received?
Absolutely. Russ, every single night, he put his hard hat on. He does everything that you ask of him. Every single time. They were asking him to go play in the dunker spot. He was doing that shit. So,
but that's not
his game.
Right.
So like I said, when you put anybody in a situation where you have Bron on the team, he's not coming off the rock.
Right.
So Russ is the point guard.
Right.
He plays.
He needs the ball. So why make that move when you know Bron needs the ball? Russ knows that he needs the ball. So there's only one.
Yeah,
this ain't pool where there are a bunch of balls on the table. Basketball, you got one.
That's I'm glad I don't have that issue and I don't got to worry about that. I don't constructing the team or putting the team together.
Right.
I never had that problem.
If you were general manager, would you have put this team together?
It depends on why. If it's to sell tickets, yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to win that. You didn't tell no ticket. You had the Lakers. You had to win a championship. You play for the purple and gold. You know what it's about.
Yeah,
and you know how those fans are.
Right.
And the fans don't care. The one thing being in LA, what I've noticed, the fans don't give a damn what you did at another organization. What you gonna do for us?
Yeah.
You won MVP over there, fine. You won championships over there, fine. Now what you gonna do for the purple and gold?
What did Russ average when he was there?
I think, 18, 7-7?
What's wrong with that? That's all-star numbers anywhere else.
Right.
That's not that people are getting the max off that.
Right.
So you can hit the
But
criticism.
that's not what they expect. You know what expectations are.
Yeah. You can't expect Bron to average 27, 7, and 7, and Russ average a
Triple-double.
Triple-double, and AD,
And AD
average
averaged 26, 12.
Then Melo averaged 18, 7, and whatever. That's unrealistic. That's like playing in a video game.
Right. So somebody should have been willing to alter.
He was, and he did. And he got all the criticism for it. You know, his game hasn't changed throughout his career.
Lil Wayne recently said, that in order the Lakers need to trade Anthony Davis, they to win a championship. And I guess AD must have heard it. Got the braids out, got the fro going, and he been lighting folk up.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes for somebody like that or people that you admire to get in your shit for you to understand that, you gotta be as hungry as you need to be for it to work. AD is a special player, and sometimes he don't always show that he's special. But this year, he been doing what he's supposed to do so far.
I agree with you. Because sometimes I don't think AD realized just how special he is. Mm-hmm. Because I remember what he did to Jokic in the bubble. I remember I've seen him go get 50 points against Joel Embiid. I'm getting 40 points against Giannis. Yeah. And then the next night he come give me 11. Mm-hmm. And see, AD got upset when Laker fans and a lot of analysts criticized him. They say, AD, how you give somebody one rebound in the first half and no points in the second half and think you're supposed to escape criticism? Under what planet, under what scenario, a player, and AD was the top 7. Damn. Now that I think about it, AD was top 75.
Right, yeah.
And you give us one rebound in the first half and 0 points in the second half, and you're supposed to say, oh, man, that's all right, man.
It's not good enough.
No.
It's unacceptable. Period. There's no questions about that. It's unacceptable. On no planet should AD ever have one rebound and then no points. It's just unacceptable.
LeBron James is the current oldest player in the NBA. Trev, you played,
1B. Kobe 1A. 1B.
How is he able to play at this level for such a long? We've seen guys have peaks.
Yeah.
But they peak and the dude got here and stayed there. He's like a plane. He got to a comfortable cruising altitude and stayed there.
Right. He's like, I used to have this joke with my friends that he was created in the lab. He's not a real person. So that's how.
When you're obviously you guarded him a number of years.
Yeah.
What was your mindset? What are you trying to do? How uncomfortable are you what are you trying to take away?
Just him getting in the paint, him getting downhill, because if he's in the paint, he's disrupting everything, because
he can finish at the rim, he can kick,
he could pass, he's strong as a motherfucker, so he has all the tools. The only thing that you can possibly say is that his jumper is streaky.
Right.
And you want to keep him out the paint.
Right. When you played against him in high school, in your wildest imagination, even though they had him on Sports Illustrated and Chosen One, did you think he'd be this good?
I didn't. I thought he would be this good. I just didn't know how fast that was gonna happen. You just see it. Like some players are just completely different. Like he's built like you, and he run and he get up and down the court like T.J. Ford did.
Right.
You know, T.J. Ford is a small, quick guard.
Right.
So like, you just see it.
What's the forget on the court, because I think in order for the game is what you do off the court.
Yeah.
So from a practice standpoint, from a training standpoint, what are some of the similarities and some of the difference that you noticed that Kobe did and Bron did?
It's the work for sure. Like the amount of work that they put in is the same. Bron will be doing work that you don't even know, like at home or like off-site. And then he'll still be at the gym before everybody on the court. Then he'll be in the training room getting his body right. Then he'll be getting jumpers up after the game. Then after practice, then he'll be back in the training room or in the weight room stretching. So, you know, the amount of work that he puts into the game is, you know, pretty much similar. The person is just different.
They're different?
Yeah.
What's the biggest differences?
Bron is like more personable. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely more of a
Kobe give you the
person.
middle finger.
He's like, yeah, he's.
What age do you think LeBron's going to retire? Because here he is, he's 6 weeks away from being 39 years of age, and he's still playing at an unbelievable level. We saw him the other night go get 38, 12, and 6, 7 against Phoenix. And we've seen him have these monster games, and he can still go off at any moment.
Yeah.
At what age do you think that it starts to noticeably dissipate? I don't think he's as athletic. I think he can do some of the things, just not for as long a time a period as he can do it. But what age do you think, like 41, 42?
I think he could do it for as long as he want to do it. And the way he takes care of his body and the mentality that he has, he probably could play till he's probably 45 if he wanted to. Yeah. Real.
Well, if he played at 45, the record ain't gonna never be broken.
It won't. I don't think the things that he's done nobody gonna catch that. I don't think nobody's gonna catch the points that he's gonna score.
Wow. Yes.
How long did it take for him to break? How long did Kareem record last?
Kareem had the record for almost 40 years. Kareem broke the record in Vegas, because back then, you know, they played, they was trying to grow the league.
Yeah.
And so he broke it against Utah, if I'm not mistaken, at Thomas and Mack in 84. LeBron broke it in March or April of 23? So almost 40 years?
And then it's still going.
Yeah.
And he's still playing.
Yeah.
And he's still scoring a gang of points. And nobody gonna catch that.
You play, and the funny thing is, not only did you guys were played against each other in the NBA, but you played against each other in high school.
Yeah.
And your uncle said that Bron was overrated, and I guess somebody told him.
I don't know about that.
Oh, he just gave you 52 for no reason.
I don't know about that. He's a fucking good player. Yeah.
Trev, you can't let him get a 50-piece on you.
I didn't let him. Shit, you think I'm gonna let anybody do that? Yeah. That's what he did. He was that special. So, you can't take nothing away from what he did.
So before you hit, obviously there's starting to be social media, but it's not like it is now.
Yeah.
You heard about it.
Right.
And what are you thinking? It can't be that good the way y'all talking about, oh boy, he should be in the NBA right now at 15, 16. He can't be that good. And then you see him, and you see him as a 15, 16-year-old. You're like, hold on. Man, let me see his birth certificate. Because there ain't no way somebody built like that at 15, 16.
Nah, you just, again, when you playing against elite talent, you see elite things. And he just was the most special out of special players. He was like the best X-Men. For real. So, yeah.
Kevin Durant, he said at some point y'all non-athletes going to realize that friends compete harder against one another.
Fact.
And LeBron agreed.
I agree.
Do you agree?
100%. Because, it's just like having a brother. You're going to try to beat your brother at everything.
Because I don't never want you to have bragging rights
You're
over
never
me.
going to say that you did this to me. So, yeah, you're going to compete harder against your friends than you're going to compete
But
against anybody.
why do the older guys seem to forget that every time Magic and Isaiah used to play each other, they would, give each other a kiss on the cheek. But Magic took his ass out the air. Jordan and Barkley were very cool, but they make it seem like they was fighting, everything was bad boy Pistons and the Celtics or bad boy Pistons and the Bulls.
Yeah.
They seem to forget that, we had TVs, we saw it.
Yeah. I think it's just, then I feel like now they help each other up more. They are bigging each other up more, which is not really a bad thing, but like in terms of competing, you kind of don't want to let, your right hand know what the left hand is doing.
How has AAU shaped that? Because you played against LeBron, you know him. These guys now, they've been playing against each other since they're 10.
Yeah.
So how do I develop a rival? How do I develop a dislike or a hatred versus the NBA, those old guys? They ain't see each other with no AAU. You weren't traveling around like this. You saw each other at the McDonald's All-American game. That was probably the only time that you really saw each other.
Yeah.
And so you went to one college. I mean, if you went to Duke, North Carolina, obviously you developed, or I don't know who you're right, USC? Yeah. Okay, we get that. But these kids now, a lot of them play on the same high school team or the same AAU team. So how does Zion and Ja Morant, who played on the same AAU team, develop a rival against each other?
Try to kick each other's ass
Right.
every time they step on the court.
Right.
That's it. It don't stop. Like, you don't have to not be cool with them.
Right.
But when you're in between those lines, I'm going to fucking eat all your food.
So what are your thoughts on super teams?
What's the super team?
There've always been super teams.
Yeah.
But, the old guys seem to forget that. What were the Celtics, the big three Celtics, with Bird, Parrish, and McHale? They also had Dennis Johnson, who's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
The Lakers. So what was Kareem, Magic, and Worthy?
Killers.
Was that not a super team? But see, it seems
That
to
worked
me.
through a draft, though.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody ain't Jerry West. Everybody ain't Bob Myers. Everybody wasn't Coach Auerbach to be able to put a team together.
Yeah, I hear that. I think like the difference now is players want to play with each other.
Yes.
More so than play against each other.
Right.
And that's probably the thing that irks older players. Like if you're not on the same team early, I want to compete against you because you're my rival, and that's I like the competition. It's just like playing cards or dominoes, right? Like, I'm gonna try to kick your ass on the domino table. You still my dog, you still my boy. Well, I'm still gonna go at you. And I think that's the difference in today's game than the eras before.
What do you think about, for me, and I call some criticism, but I'm not afraid to say it. I believe, even in football, the players are more skilled. They're more athletic, and today it's called evolution. Players get bigger, faster, stronger, they jump higher, they shoot better.
Yeah, they do. From deeper, they shoot from half court now. You see Dame coming across half. If you not at half court with him,
he'll let it go.
Yeah. Guys wasn't doing that. The game was completely different. So I think older players have to let that go.
But see, I think the older player think playing football, where they not as tough. Being
the
tough.
rules are different.
Yes.
Yeah, like being tough is, I guess in your era of football, getting a concussion and getting your ass back out there on the next snap. Putting the Band-Aid over the helmet. So
yes. That was the physicality of it.
Right.
I guess, would you consider being tough a skill?
Now it is. It's a mentality that you got to have, and it's a little bit. You got to look at it different now. Like their tough is different from what our tough is.
Right. You play with Book and you play with Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
If you had to say who you think's the better shooter?
Book is probably the better shooter. Or I don't know. That's tough. Book is super cold, but Brad is super, super cold. But if I would say a better shooter, I'm probably gonna have to go with Book.
Yeah. Do you think Book, Beal, and KD, you think they can win a title?
If they got a point guard.
It looked like it's gonna be Book.
Book ain't a point guard.
He'll
Book scored 70 points in the NBA.
Got to score 70, ain't no point guard.
No.
You blocked KD shot a couple of times. How hard is it to defend KD?
KD is probably one of the most difficult people to guard because he's 7 feet and he could shoot from deep and he got a bag. So, it's the players now, again, like, they're unbelievable.
Yeah. There's nobody really like KD. If you say Dirk could shoot the ball like KD, but Dirk was, he gonna get it on the block, he gonna shoot the one leg step back, he can let the three go.
Yeah.
He wasn't put it on the floor like KD can get all the way to the rim.
He didn't
can
really
finish
need
at the
to.
rim,
Yeah.
can stop, pop, got the three.
Dirk was nasty though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dirk was super cold. He is probably one of the reasons that there is a Kevin Durant.
Right.
But yeah, they're two different dirties.
You played with Dame.
Yeah.
How happy are you that he's out of Portland? And should he have made this move sooner?
I don't think he really wanted to move. Dame is one of those individuals that he's loyal to a fault.
Loyal to the soil.
Yeah, loyal to a fault.
Yeah. Kevin Garnett, huh? In Minnesota. You remember how long it took him to get out?
Yeah. It's nothing wrong with that. Again, he's made an unbelievable living.
Yeah.
He's created a identity. He's, done things in Portland that not a lot of people have done. But, at sometime in your career, change of scenery is always good.
Right. Dame or Steph, better deep ball shooter.
What? Man, that's not even fair. I don't even know.
I'm
what
gonna
to
give
say
you a
with that.
35 footer for your life. One of those guys got to take it. Who you want shooting it?
For game?
For your life.
For my life?
Your life.
Since Steph been whooping my ass for so long, I'm going with Dame. Yeah, fuck that. I've been in the trenches with Dame, so I'm gonna go with Dame.
You go with Dame, okay. Will Dame and Giannis get it done? Because it's off to a slow start, a little rocky start. But hey, you believe they can turn it around? Because I thought it would be better than what it was. Because Dame's the point, they can get you in the pick and roll. Dame's a closer. Giannis is gonna do what Giannis is gonna do. Are you surprised they've struggled a little bit early?
Again, when you don't have training camps to build like chemistry, it's tough to like gel straight away.
Mm-hmm.
But once they settle into like the part of the season where it's ugly and they figure it out, I think they'll have a chance to put it together.
You played with CP3 in New Orleans. You played with him in Houston.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him joining the Warriors? You surprised?
No, I'm not surprised.
It wasn't his choice. He got traded, huh?
He got traded there. I wouldn't have done it, me personally, but again, I'm not him.
Right.
Just because they whooped our ass for so long.
Right. You ain't trying to join them.
I couldn't do it.
Did you ever see coming the day that you guys would link up in Houston?
Yeah, I did. We always, he's one of my best friends in the league.
Wow.
He's actually he's probably my best friend in the league, and to this day, he's one of my best friends.
Right.
So, I knew eventually we'll have another opportunity to play together. I thought we'll have a chance to win the championship. We got really close to achieving that goal. But again, like I said, sometimes things don't always, luck don't always be on your side.
Is CP misunderstood? What is it that, because there's a perception about him, a little dirty, a little sneaky.
Everybody got shit that's I mean, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Right.
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 And at that level. So, if people want to be upset that he play hard or he does shit that's not in the rules technically, then all right, that's cool.
You played against Draymond. Man, you say Draymond tried to had the man like a baby boy. Come on, man. So,
that shit was so funny. I didn't see it live, but I seen it like on
Yeah.
So just watching him like have him in a chokehold, I mean, you would
I'm
love
like, hold
that.
on, Draymond like 6'6", you 7'3". How did he get behind you to be able to get up there and choke you?
He happened fast. He had understood it.
But you know what, Trev? I'm mad at Cat. Can't let that happen.
I'm mad at everybody on that team.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got to have, hey, Trev, I got to have y'all.
All
now,
y'all.
The one thing is, I ain't say we got to be best friends. Mm-hmm. But when somebody come into the house, everybody fight. Everybody got to scrap.
You know what's funny? Me and another one of my best friends, his name is Bottoms. We call him Bottoms.
Yeah.
His name is Brandon Heath. You know, when we were in high school, we used to fight against each other all the time.
Right.
But when it comes to like an outsider trying to get in on the outside or whatever we arguing about,
That ain't happening.
bro, we gonna tear your ass up.
How they let that happen? They let the man hold you. Draymond got the man in a chokehold, and Cat standing there, Ant-Man standing there, everybody just standing there.
You know what it is? I figure the fines is too high, right? And, you know, it's getting ready to be Cat
So
birthday.
what's the fine when I whip your ass in practice? What's that fine? How much that gonna cost?
That's the part of the game that is missing right now, probably.
Man, you can't leave a man out there to dry like that.
Nah.
Because look at the difference. Look at what Draymond did when dude had Clay, and look at what they did when Draymond had Gobert. That's all I'm saying.
That's the part of the game. That's
Draymond said, F them fine. Now, he probably gonna get suspended. Probably 5, 10, who knows? Given his history, it might be more games than that. But he said, you know what? Y'all not finna do that to my boy. Because I can just imagine Draymond would have came in that thing with a chair like a Texas death row match.
And I'm not mad at him for that. Like, again, like those things are, they're undervalued.
Yeah.
Even though they might not be great for like your ratings or it might not be great for the business of the game, but it's great to understand that you have a player on your team that's gonna ride with you, right or wrong.
Yeah.
And I would ride with somebody like that at all times.
What are your thoughts? I mean, I wanted to ask you because, like I said, I've asked a few people. I don't really understand the basketball culture. Kind of like, you know, football is a wholly different. It's a totally different mindset from basketball players. But when you saw the footage of Draymond punching Jordan Poole, what were the thoughts that went through your mind? Did you think, what the F did he say?
No, the first thing I thought, sorry to cut you off, but what I thought was, who the fuck put this out? Like, whoever put that out, that's who you need to get at.
Right.
What happens in-house is
Stays.
that should stay in-house. I don't know what happened. I don't even care what happened. The part that I don't like is that it got out. That's the part that's weak to me.
Right. And so when you see now all of a sudden, I mean, it wasn't like Steph was like, man, Draymond was wrong. Clay like, Draymond was wrong. It was like, you know, it's a very unfortunate. Have you seen, I mean, you played 18 years. Have you seen situations where players fight?
Yes, of course. I've been in situations where things have gone down. So the thing about it is, like, when you are with somebody every single day, you're not gonna get along every day.
Right.
Like, when people have relationships or wives or whatever, you in the house with that person every single day, you're not gonna get along every day. So, like, understanding that and not letting it go outside of your house is what's the most important thing.
How hard is it to defend something? Because we've never seen anything like Steph. Forget the shooting.
Yeah.
It's the perpetual motion. Man, beat your ass still.
The crazy part is, like, he shoots a lot of threes, right?
Yeah.
But he get a lot of layups too.
Yes.
And that's what opens up the three ball. He's always on the move, and he has players that can pass the ball. Like Dre. Back in the day, he had
David Lee?
No, not David Lee. The big Australian guy.
Andrew Bogut.
Andrew Bogut. He was a really good passer, you know. So, like,
and cassette screens.
Yeah. Like, people that have sacrificed themselves for a talent that is as good as him, you need them.
Right.
That's what allows him to be as great as he is.
Will CP3 get the first ring? Will he get an opportunity to get the championship in Golden State?
No. Can't nobody fuck with Denver on the West, to me. Especially right now, Denver, like, the way that they move the ball, Jokic being on their team, Coach Malone. I don't see
Jamal is not there right there.
Oh, yeah. Their team is just like that.
Are you surprised he was so willing to come off the bench? Because the guy's been a starter his whole career. You said he's a top 75 player. I think he's third all time in assists. And he's like, okay. Those are the sacrifices that you were talking about earlier that you have to be willing to make if you want to be a championship team.
Correct. CP is one of those people that his game can change with the situation. So I think that I don't think it bothers him that he's coming off the bench. I just think that if it's best for the team, then he's willing to do that at this point in his career.
Right. Give me, because you played with so many great players, I kind of want to get the mindset and bring out our viewing and listening audience into it. CP3 in practice, Kobe in practice, CP3 in the game, Kobe in the game. some of the similarities, some of the differences?
They both are ultra competitive. Kobe will try to beat you in walking to the locker room. CP will be right on his heels. Yeah.
So they're competitive in everything. We shoot pool, we play table tennis, we play cards.
Everything. Everything. They want to beat you at everything.
Chris Paul also said, had you not gotten hurt in Houston, you probably would have won the championship.
If he didn't, I would agree with that. If he didn't get hurt when we were in Houston, I feel like we had an opportunity to win. We had like top 5 team in offense, top 10 in defense. We had a lot of good players on our team, shot a lot of threes, but
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how you miss 27 straight threes though. How you do that?
I think
you can't even try to do that.
It was a cap it was a lid on the rim, because everybody was missing them. You remember the movie 6 Men?
Yeah.
And bro was knocking the shots off exactly what was happening.
Playing with stars, obviously you're a glue guy. You're one of the guys, everybody can't be a star. Somebody has to take a role. Yeah. Everybody can't be the CEO of the bank. Somebody got to be the custodian, somebody got to be the cashiers, somebody got to be the branch managers. Mm-hmm. How do you find your role, your niche in a team full of stars?
So when you playing with players that are the star player or a superstar, you understand that. And it just depends on your mentality. Like if you want to win, what's the most important thing to you? And for me, it's winning. Like I was a player that could kind of do a little bit of everything. And in order for me to be on the court, I learned early that you have to do something that's going to help you stay on the court.
Right.
And that was play defense, hit open shots, dive on the floor, do all this shit, all the things that people do not like to do.
Right.
Until your situation changed. So for me, that situation just happened to be the role that I took on in every team that I played on. And my idea was just to be the best superstar I can be in my role that I played.
Well, how difficult is it to deal with egos? Because the superstar knows he's here. Mm-hmm. And there are only a handful of those guys. I'm talking about true. And you played with Kobe, you played with LeBron.
Right.
Obviously you played with CP3, you played with some other guys, James Harden. But how difficult is it to play with a guy that's like that?
For me, and I can't speak for other people, but for myself, it's easy because I feel like I got my own ism. Like I got my own thing that I do. I got my own friends. I got my own everything.
Right.
And, going to play with those type of individuals, they understand what I bring to the table. So it's not a shot to my ego. It's actually a boost to my ego because I don't have to try to fit in. I fit in because I just fit in.
Right. How do you get comfortable in your role? You're a 3-and-D guy. Once made 10 threes in a game, but you were known for your defense. What's the biggest key? Because not only must you try to limit LeBron or limit James Harden or limit one of the Kawhi or PG whomever, but they're still going to ask you to knock down those threes when you get that opportunity. Because that's the thing now, you're spending so much energy because they can go get 40, 50, and you trying to limit them as much as you possibly can while still maintaining energy to be able to get that shot up and knock it down.
I think the mental toughness, that's the part of the game that you have to have that has to be extremely high. Because like you said, you guarding somebody who could go off for 50. So, and they probably gonna get to their average no matter what.
Right.
It's just making the percentages go down. That gives your team a chance to win if they're taking more shots to get to their average.
Right.
And understanding that, all right, fool, he gonna get to his average, but you just can't make it easy for him.
Right.
Do everything you can to make it as uncomfortable as possible.
You've got the distinction of being the most traded player in NBA history.
Yeah.
How difficult is that on your family? And then when did you damn, again? Mm-hmm. You're like a military family, but you on the move, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing what I love to do.
Right.
And it don't matter what jersey it is or what city. I looked at it as, you know,
Somebody wanted me.
No, my family got to see different parts of the country.
Right.
And I'm still playing at the top level in the sport that I chose to play in.
What was the best and the worst trade you experienced?
Well, there was one time I got traded like 4 times, right, in like a day or whatever.
Huh?
Yeah, but I didn't go to none of the places. So I think the best experience of being traded was a team that wasn't going to use me. They allowed me the opportunity to train and do the things that I needed to do in the space that I was at, like with my family. So,
right.
You know, I have a lot of respect for that organization, for that team, and, you know, understanding, you know, my age or whatever.
Right.
They gave me the respect of allowing me to be at home while they were looking for a place for me to go.
When you say you was traded 4 times in a day, so how does that go? You're in your hotel room?
Or 2 days or some shit.
2 days. But anyway, your agent says, okay, you got traded to such and such, but sit tight. You're probably not going to go there. They're looking to move you. And so you just sitting tight. You're like, well, damn. I mean, it's nice to be wanted, but so what's going on in your head? What are you thinking?
I'll just wait until I go to where I'm supposed to go.
Right.
Yeah. That's not a bruise to my ego.
Right.
You know, like it's sports. You know, I'm still going to get a chance to compete. So the guys that get caught up in that, they got to be a little bit younger.
Right.
Because again, like the older you get, the longer you play, you understand it's a business. You know, we as the athlete, the young athlete, we looking at it as from the love of the game. And as you get a little bit older, you start to understand both sides of it.
Being from LA, obviously you love LA. What's outside of LA? What's a couple of the best cities that you lived in?
I love Houston, Miami for sure. DC is great. New York was great.
Well, I mean, you lived in they 50 states. You lived in like 12 of them.
Right. So I got to experience a whole bunch of things.
Right.
Not a lot of other people get to experience, and I still got to do it first class.
Yeah. I read where you said that you were traveling to Milwaukee and I think Oklahoma City, and you experienced ghosts. Is that true?
Oh man, there was a hotel in Oklahoma City, the Skirvin. Yeah, that's true.
And y'all teams still stay there?
I don't know if teams stay there now, but I remember just laying on my bed. It had to be like early, like getting in late. So it's early in the morning. I'm laying on my bed. The lights are on. Everything is on. So I fall asleep on the bed, fully clothed. I ended up in the bed, the lights off. I know I didn't do it.
What?
I didn't put myself.
But you were
in
still clothed though, right?
Yeah.
The ghost didn't take your clothes off there. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. I ain't stripped me naked, but I ended up in the bed with the lights off.
Okay. Give me your all-time starting 5 based on your teammates, former teammates. So Kobe, LeBron, Dwight Howard, Westbrook, Dame, Melo, Book, CP3, Tracy McGrady, Pau Gasol, Penny Hardaway, and Stephon Marbury. Starting 5.
Let me look at that list. Let me see. Where is it at? All right.
Stop.
Kobe for sure.
Yeah.
So these guys who start, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with Kobe. I'm going to go with Chris. I'm going to go with Pau. I'm going to put Dwight in there.
Okay.
And you don't got no 4-man in here? Oh, no, Pau.
Yeah, Pau your 4.
Yeah, Pau for sure.
Dwight's your 5.
Dwight, Pau.
You missing the 3.
3? I didn't say Bron?
Nope.
Well, Bron. That's it. And
that's a nice little squad.
Yeah.
Do you think, let me ask you a question. In their prime, you win a championship with this team?
In their prime?
Yeah.
I don't think that team works.
Wow, so Kobe, Bron, Dwight, Pau, and CP3. You don't think it works?
No.
Bron and Kobe?
All of them.
Well, I mean, Dwight gonna block the shots, gonna get you some rebounds.
I'm gonna want the ball.
You want the ball, yeah, okay. CP3, pick and roll with LeBron, Kobe.
Gonna have the ball.
Kobe.
Gonna have the ball.
LeBron.
Gonna have the rock. So like, yeah, they not who they are without the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So we gonna sell a lot of tickets Ain't gonna win no championship.
Nah.
Of all the teammates you had to have never won a ring, who would you like to give a ring to? Tracy McGrady, Penny, CP3, Melo, Grant Hill. You can only get one ring.
CP, who else?
T-Mac, Penny, Melo, G Hill.
I'm gonna go with CP.
Should rings matter in an argument?
Individual, no. They shouldn't matter if it's an individual talent. Only in teams. Only when you talking on the concept of a team.
Cause see, can I give you my opinion?
Yeah.
I believe you can be great without having a ring. But to be in the conversation for greatest, you've got to have a ring. Agree or disagree?
You got to have a great team. Only great teams win championships. There hasn't been one player in the history of the NFL, NBA, NHL that has won a championship by themselves.
Right.
It just ain't happened.
So are you willing to put Karl Malone, if that's the case? Because I think Karl Malone would be probably the number one power forward had he won a couple of championships. But that distinction belonged to Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan is killer.
Right.
No, I mean, again, like I said, it's too many great players to choose the greatest as far as...
Well, you just told me, you say Jordan's in the league by himself.
Yeah, because he pushed the game. He changed the game. People, all the shoes we wear look like Jordan.
Well, you do know what Magic and Bird did because the games used to be on tape delay. The NBA Finals was on tape delay. They played it one day and you watched it later.
Yeah, Magic is killer too. Bird is killer.
But I'm just so what is your definition? How would you define a great player? What's a great player to you? What is it? Is it some numbers? Is it all NBA selections? Is it all-star? Is it MVPs? We're talking about just great players, no ring. Because for me, like I said, I believe in order to be into the greatest conversation, you need titles.
Preference, I guess. For me, I like mentality. I like style. I like charisma. I like winners. Right. So for me, that's going to be different than everybody else. I want to say it like this. So think about this. Remember that year Cleveland and what was that? Cleveland and Golden State played. Yeah. And I think Bron led the whole. Yeah. In all the stats. Yeah. That would be the one time somebody can say somebody won a championship or was the closest to winning a championship. By himself. Right. And I don't even think they won. They didn't. They didn't.
Yeah, they did. He did. Well, yeah, he did. The year, that was 2016 when he chased them down.
I don't think they won.
They won that year, 2016.
They did?
Yeah. Okay. He led the entire finals in points, rebounds, assists, steals, block shots. Yeah.
So, like, in that sense, that's like winning by yourself.
You played with Dwight in Orlando, Houston, Washington, LA.
Shit.
Why doesn't D. Howard get the respect he deserves?
Why doesn't he get the respect?
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about what he got going on out the field. Let's sit that aside. Let's talk about the player on the court.
Probably because I think he probably was a little bit too goofy. Like he played too much, in my opinion. So like everybody else don't understand that type of like personality when they thinking of greatness, I guess. Like it's different. Like he has like the smile and he likes to like laugh and get along, but you know, having a smile and being a killer is, you know, I don't know. The only person to get that off is Magic. Yep. Yeah. What was he like in the locker room? Was he a good teammate? He seemed like, like you said, he was very, fun, outgoing, fun-loving. Yeah. But, the dude was a 2010, 2014 guy. Monster. He was a three-time consecutive defensive player of the year. Yeah. In his prime, he was a top 5 player, finished second in the MVP voting. So they make it seem like the man was I can see if he laughing and joking and giving you 7 and 8. Yeah. He laughing and joking, giving you 2014 with 3.5 blocks. He's been disrespected completely for his talent and the things that he's done to this game.
How shocked are you? John Wall, he went through it. I think he had like an ACL and then he tore his Achilles and then he lost his mom. Mm-hmm. He had a stretch where he really went through it.
Yeah.
Do you think his career is over?
Nah, it's not. His career ain't over until he put it down.
Right.
But man, he had a rough go at, he had some years where it wasn't, everybody was struggling in that situation
right.
that he went through. Mm-hmm. So where he is at this point is unfortunate.
There was a situation in the Clippers locker room after a game and they confronted some of the players. I mean, the little tunnel was a little tunnel somebody knew about a secret passage. Did you know about that passage?
I mean, everybody that plays in the NBA.
They knew about it.
The locker rooms are right there.
Right.
What about it?
What set that off?
What set that off? There was an altercation or words being exchanged on the court. And me and one of my old teammates, we was talking to each other. And then again, remember I was talking about an outsider?
Yeah.
Getting in between family business. Right. That's the situation.
And so you're like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
You didn't understand, you ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he had to say. So, the person that I am, I wanted to know what he had to say.
Right. Do you ever take it, in the heat of the battle, they're like, man, bam, in your face, Trev, take that. Punk, you know what? You can't guard me. Do you take that personal or you say, okay, we just in the game?
Nah, yeah, it's not personal.
Unless?
It's disrespectful.
Right.
So, there's a few trigger words that that become disrespectful.
And so then you hold on now. Okay, yeah, you got them two on me now, but come on now.
Yeah, no, it's cool. If that's what you do, that's what you do.
Right.
I don't take it personal because I understand you're a basketball player.
Right.
And this is basketball.
But I do remember this because Trey plays with the Hawks. I'm from Georgia, lived in Atlanta, still got a place there. He tried to nutmeg you. Yeah. And you checked the man.
Yeah.
You gonna let him Harlem Globetrotter you?
Fuck no. We're not even in, again, he's unbelievable, right? And I've been seeing him do it. And I watched him gearing up to try to do it to me. And it was just reaction. It wasn't I'm like, oh.
You ain't finna put me on no highlight tape.
No, it's not that. Just play with your peers.
Right.
I'm not. That's not for me.
You guarded LeBron, you guarded Kobe. Those are your assignment. You going into the game. What's your mindset going into the game? You guarding Kobe. What's your mindset going into the game? Guarding LeBron. And what's your toughest matchup?
Well, Kobe will be the tougher matchup. And Kobe is the tougher matchup because he's way more relentless. Bron is more he's relentless in a different way. He's going to make the right play. So Bron will beat you up, get into the paint and kick it out. And you whew, shit. Where Kobe will beat you up, get in the paint, pump fake you, spin, pump fake you again, get you in the air, beat you up, and one.
And one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. That's complete embarrassment.
Players under 25, you want to build your team around. You got Zion, you got John, you got some issues.
Anthony Edwards.
I was going to go Luka, Chet, Wembanyama, Tyrese Halliburton, Melo, Cade Cunningham.
I like Anthony.
You love Ant-Man.
I love Anthony Edwards' game. He's cold.
He definitely seems like a different animal this year.
He's super cold. He will be the first person. I like Melo. LaMelo, he's real good. Who else did you say? Luka, for sure. Luka's good. Luka's really good.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton is really good. He's a scorer.
You like that trade? Halliburton from the Kings for...
he's a point guard.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's better than what I thought he was, initially. He shoots from deep. He can pass the ball really, really well.
I think won that trade. I think Indiana won that trade for Sabonis.
Sabonis is.
I mean, I like Sabonis. He's a triple-double machine, 7-1, can rebound, can score, can assist the basketball.
I think Indiana won that trade too.
Yeah, they got him on that one. What are your thoughts on Wemby?
Man, I think that he is extraordinary. Like, he's an extraordinary talent. Somebody asked me that earlier, but they compared him to KD, right? As far as like scoring the ball. And like the way that I try to like explain it, I try to say like, he's gonna score the ball because, you know, he's
7'4",
and he's the guy on his team. The percentage is how you're gonna be able to tell on who could possibly be the better player. So like, wait till the end of the season, give you 82 games, and the field goal percentage and the average would kind of determine on who would kind of score more points.
Right.
Or be better.
Did you like the comparison when Shaq said Wemby is Bobo?
I understood what he was saying completely, because Bobo got super skill. He's super talented. I mean, I haven't been around him as a teammate or seen him or, you know, been in a space where I can like get an ear to why he don't play, but I can see him being similar. Like the times that he did play last year or when he was in Orlando.
He was in Orlando, then he was with the Nuggets.
He killed in Orlando. Like the stretch that he played, he was killing. So I understand the comparison.
We talked earlier, you said Ant-Man is the best player for you, Ant-Man is the best player in the NBA. Give me your top 5 players.
Oof. Top 5? Tatum. Under a certain age?
No.
Or? Damn,
the top 5 players.
That's just too many. I like Book. I like, I'm gonna go young. I'm like Book. I like Anthony Edwards, Luka. Jokic ain't that young. Jokic. KD.
Did you play with Ime Udoka at the Knicks?
Who?
Ime.
No.
I was going to wonder what you thought about him. So how do you think he'll do in Houston? Because it seemed to have, they're playing well. That's a very young team.
Yeah, I like what he does. He like his coaching background is a really good coaching background. You know, they have principles. So you know how you say like the Heat way? Where he comes from, they have a way as well.
Right.
So those core principles have shown that they work throughout the years. They're timeless. And it seems like players like playing for him.
Right. Are you surprised that he was able to get a second chance? I don't think what he did was unfair. I mean, people, he did this. Look, okay, that's between him and his partner. They went on their separate ways, but he ain't killed nobody.
What did he do?
Exactly. I mean, look, you know.
No, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So like,
what we say down south, he put his penis in his wallet. That's what he did. I mean, that's what we call it down south.
So we have a saying where I'm from. I don't know if it's appropriate to say.
We can beep it out if it's necessary.
Huh?
We can beep it out if necessary.
You stay out of dick and pussy business.
Right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks. What do you think of Brooks?
Hard nose.
Yeah.
I like his game. He played hard. He played hard as hell.
You played in the 2 biggest markets, New York, LA.
Yeah.
Which one you like the best?
I'm a homer.
You hold
Yeah.
LA through and through.
Yeah, I'm a homer.
But did you like playing in New York?
I love playing in New York. I think I was too young to appreciate it completely. But, you know, being at home is home.
Ooh, I got one for you. You were second round draft pick in 2004.
Yeah.
Who's the best second round draft pick of all time?
For me,
Yeah.
Gilbert.
Are you sure?
I mean, that's who came to my mind first.
You do it. There's a 2-time MVP and a Finals MVP that was in the second round. Jokic.
Ooh, Jokic is cold, but Jokic is so cold.
I'll let you change it if
I
you
ain't
want
gonna
to.
change. I'm gonna go with Gilbert. Gilbert is sick. He just ain't win that.
Manu, Jokic, Gilbert, Draymond, Dennis Rodman, Mark Gasol. I'm not so sure. Gil my guy, but Gil might be 3rd, 4th on this list.
I'm going with Gil. I'm going with Gil for sure.
What the rookie contract? You look at it. Look at the salaries now. Guys about to get a contract. Jason Tatum about to get damn near $400 million.
It's beautiful.
And he's 25, so he gonna get another contract. So he might do $1 billion in NBA contracts. Are you surprised? Because I just remember, what was it, like 5 years ago, Mike Conley had the biggest contract at $151 million.
Right. I'm not surprised. That means the game is growing.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like, you always want to see people behind you get better.
Right.
Evolution is always a good thing.
Right. What were some of your best purchases? I mean, you come in as a rookie, you're a 7th round draft pick. You wasn't a lottery pick, so So what was one of your best purchases? One of your worst purchases as a rookie?
I guess being able to get my mom a house.
Right.
That was the best feel-good thing for me. Probably the worst thing, depreciating assets. So
Cars, jewelry.
Dumb shit, yeah.
Well, so as a rookie, you know you got to take everybody. You got to take the vets out. Where you take them and how much you ain't.
See, so like for us, it was different. They just make us do, well, I don't even know if they do that now, but when I was a rookie, we used to have to like grab the bags,
right,
help the equipment manager take the bags off the plane,
right,
in every city, carry people's you know, bags and stuff.
Get donuts, what about donuts, sandwiches, chicken?
All that stuff. We had to do that. But like, I had vets that was like super up, like they were real rich.
Right.
So they would like, you know, they didn't get no issue out of me, so they would take care of me.
Right. L.A., there've been a lot of home invasions. There've been a lot of, you know, robberies with celebrities. How do you advise players to move in L.A.?
Don't be flashy. Like, keep your head on a swivel at all times.
And keep your shit off IG. Because they come get it.
Stay off IG for sure. Especially if you're not from here. Just try to stay as respectful as you possibly can.
Is that why you keep such a low profile?
I just feel like I like to move in the shadows, period.
Right.
Yeah.
Your younger brother passed away, falling in a hotel room. How did that impact Trevor?
My brother dying, I think it made me, it helped me. It helped me more so than like it hurt me. And that's weird. It sounds crazy, but it allowed me to like pick up a ball and like put my pain into all the basketball instead of the other way, because it could have went the other way too. That's probably I got in a lot of trouble when I was younger around that time.
Right.
But
basketball helped you cope.
Basketball definitely helped. It gave me an outlet to let, you know, all the emotions out. And
dating advice. I mean, having been 18 years, you mentioned you have 3 kids. Is there any advice that you gave rookies or that you received from the vets when you got into the league that you later then in turn passed along?
Stop lying. Be honest. You know, I feel like in a position where, you know, you have everything that you need or you want, there's no need for you to lie to nobody.
Right.
So just be honest with who you are and what you about, and people that like you gonna like you anyway.
Right. I read that Terrell Owens came to your Clipper trial. Why was T.O. there? I mean, y'all played together, y'all were cool like that? I mean, support system?
No, you know what's crazy? T.O. just is, I feel like he just loves the gym. He's a gym rat completely. And he happened to be there at the time, and he was in there watching. That was dope.
T.O. swear he believed he could have played in the NBA.
He probably could have if he started a little bit earlier.
Right.
He's he's an athlete. He could do everything. Was
he good? I mean, I'm sure he's been open run. He's like played with some of the players. Yeah. You think he got a decent game?
I think he got a really good game for a professional athlete that played another sport.
What NBA player you think if they would have started early could have played in the NFL?
Anthony Edwards.
Oh my God.
I like Anthony Edwards how you like Bron.
Fair enough. What's next? What's next for Trevor Ariza?
What's next for me? I like to say that when you see it and when you hear about it, then you're gonna know.
It.
Yeah.
Silence.
Super silent. People
Trevor
can't take shit from you when they
don't know about it.
Yeah.
Trevor Ariza. Here, let's have this drink. Congrats, 18 years. All the best, bro.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.